Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are live, but just give me a moment. Let me bring Instagram on board because we have something really exciting in store today. Let's see. Instagram, come join the party, play with us, and boom, there we go. Okay, yay. Hello, 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 and welcome to this sacred conversation. I am Abiola Abrams, and if we are just meeting for the first time, welcome. This is a playroom of inspiration, motivation, and transformation to set your week and your life really off right. We are broadcasting from my backyard today, and we are in store for a magical treat. We are going to get to hang with my good girlfriend, Miss Lainie Love Dalby, who is a transformational leader, an international thought leader, an incredible light worker and empath. And she is known for also being a person who teaches other leaders. She is a teacher of teachers, and she's coming into our play space today to talk about her newest program, which is shepherding in the next generation, no matter how old or how young you are, the next generation of new thought leaders who are wanting to lead your own transformational retreats. So I know that many of you went through my retreat intensive last year. If you didn't, the exciting thing is that if you decide to take this journey with Lainie, if it happens to be in alignment, you're going to get my intensive as a self-study, completely free. If it feels in alignment for you, we're going to chat about that. And I want to also remind you that in January, you can come play with me in North Carolina, Boone, North Carolina, for my first United States, my first American retreat, the Goddess of Manifesting retreat at the Art of Living in Boone, North Carolina. So let's bring my girlfriend, Lainie, in. She is also an Oracle card creatrix. I forgot to mention that. So we're going to get into some cards, get into some magic, and get into the groove, why don't we? Hello, Goddess Lainie.
Hello, beloved. So thrilled to be here with you and your beloveds today. Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome, Queen of Sparkle. I forgot to mention you're a visual artist as well. Just so much. Can you let's have you introduce yourself, because there's just so many different magical layers and I don't want to leave anything out.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, so excited to be here with you. And, I'm really on a mission to liberate women and queers who've been told they're either too much or not enough and have been oppressed by the patriarchy to really sparkle shamelessly once again, to step into their full, wild, creatrix power and sovereignty in the world. And so really freeing people, liberating people to be their most authentic, real, raw, wild selves in the world. And one of my favorite ways to do that is through transformational retreats and creating these spaces of liberation and permission where people come as they are and leave as more of who they are. And that's sort of a prayer that I hold with all of the work that I do in the world.
Absolutely beautiful. And I am happy that you're you're making a clear designation that we're talking about transformational retreats, because there are all kinds of retreats that people can have, some that are fun and, on the bubble baths and manicures level, and nothing wrong with that. But we're talking about something a little bit deeper that we do. So can you please define what a transformational retreat is?
Transformational retreats are really a space, a time out of time, where we are moving through a portal into another realm and really coming into what I like to call an alchemical container of transformation. So it's a space that we're entering into to go on a magic carpet ride, which is what a lot of my clients like to say, going on a magic carpet ride to really come into whole new states of being, whole new states of awareness, whole new states of healing. It really becomes this space where when we gather in sacred circle, when we gather in these alchemical containers, and it's a unique constellation every time with each of the light beings that are there, we become this constellation like the stars in the night sky, and have this potential to flood the house of humanity with light as we heal and transform. And as we gather, it amplifies when we're in circle. It amplifies our prayers, our intentions, our healing, and it becomes a vortex, almost like an acupuncture point on the earth, on the land, the sacred land, the indigenous land where we gather, that then ripples out and has effects that we may never see the full breadth of, but that are truly deeply transformational for all those involved, their communities, their families, and the world.
Indeed, indeed. And these immersive experiences are really how we, if you're wanting to really make shift happen in your life, in your body, in your world, this is really how we do it. And we've been doing this, we being light workers, light givers, way showers, we've been doing this since the beginning of time, really, so this is not a new thing. This is not a new magic. And it's very different than the experience of going to a one-day workshop and then going back to your life, going home to your life where you're dealing with all of the things that you have going on. Can you speak to that a bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the one thing about retreats, again, it's like we are entering into a whole other world. We're able to step outside of our everyday lives, outside of the chaos of the world, outside of all that is moving and stirring in this cauldron of life. And we're able to return home to more of ourselves. And when we step into these places of safety, of belonging, of remembrance, we become witnesses for each other's evolution. And that's why, my Oracle deck is revolution with an R in parentheses, right? Because it's our evolution and our revolution. As we are changing and transforming, we are evolving. And in transformational retreats, we meet our evolutionary edges, the edges of our becoming, the places that our soul is calling us forth, the places that, spirit is whispering to us, this is your next level. This is your next edge. This is the next, this is the next evolution of you in your being. And so it just becomes this container to hold us in our becoming, and becomes a profound opportunity for personal, professional, spiritual growth, whatever the intent of the retreat is. And, it becomes almost a launch pad for that next level, and really of quantum expansion that is possible. And we can, in a really skillfully held 5-day transformational retreat, sometimes have the same level of healing and transformation as in 10 years of talk therapy. If it is really curated and skillfully held. And, it just can be such a profound portal, because we are in such accelerated times of awakening now. And we don't have 10 years to do some of this deeper healing. It's like our gifts and skills and capacities, our ecstatic embodied leadership is needed online now, in this moment. And so that's why I like to do initiations and serve as a lightning catalyst for people to step into that next level of their light, of their potential, of their leadership, and bring their gifts and medicine to those who need it most.
Absolutely beautiful and wondrous. So can you share with us, I think it's important for folks to know how you got started and a little bit about your journey, because when people come to these conversations and they see you in all of your, sparkling shamelessly, and they say, well, but that's easy for her to say, I've got whatever issues or problems or challenges, or, they're seeing you here and they haven't seen the journey if they're just meeting you. So please share with us a little bit of what got you, who were you before, what got you here?
Yeah, absolutely. And I do need to put a little bit of a trigger warning on my story around this, because, one of the reasons I'm so deeply connected to transformational retreats and have been participating in them and leading them for the last 18 years is that they literally saved my life, literally saved my life. And, there was a moment that I was so deeply disconnected from my body, from who I was, from community. I was completely disconnected from my soul. I weighed 100 pounds more than I do right now. I was in a deep state of dis-ease and soul loss and disconnection from my true essence and nature. And I had forgotten who I was, and I had very much lost my way. And it was on the edge of my Brooklyn rooftop of my loft that I was about to jump, and really came to this place of there must be more, there has to be more. And somebody had told me about a spiritual center, and it was a Saturday night. And I was like, I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm not going to jump. I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to go to this spiritual center, and I'm just going to give it one more day. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to check myself into a psych ward. Like, I was at that place. And I went to that spiritual center, and I sat in the back, and I was hearing truth for the first time in so long. And I just cried and cried and I cried, and I kept going back. And a few months after that, I ended up in a 2-year interfaith seminary program. And in that program, we had monthly transformational retreats. And that's what started to crack my heart back open. That's what started to open me back up to what was possible. And from then on, hundreds of retreats later, here I am. And so excited to be able to share this wealth of knowledge and information in our upcoming 12-week transformational retreat leader initiation. The skills, the practical wisdom, but also the archetypal embodiment that it takes to really hold these world-class, deeply skillful spaces that truly create these alchemical crucibles of transformation that are needed now in this time on earth.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Thank you for your generosity and your love and your brilliance. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think that this training is really important because it's wonderful and exciting that so many people are wanting to hold retreats, but retreats are also, transformational retreats are a big responsibility to literally be holding someone's heart and someone's spirit, someone's soul in your, in your arms, in your own heart, in your own spirit. And it's not a light thing. It's not a light thing. And so although I'm so happy that so many people are feeling the call to hold retreats, having training that will allow you to ethically and responsibly hold space and create a sacred container for healing is imperative. Would you agree?
Yeah. I would 5,000% agree, because I have actually been deeply harmed in containers that were not skillfully held, that were not held by people that had been amply trained. And, it is something that is so tender. It is so sensitive. And, making sure that you have the true skills and capacities online, that you've done your deeper shadow work, that you've looked at your privilege, that you've really deeply studied yourself to be able to step up and really lead in this way. I mean, it is one of the most imperative places, I think, to have skillful training. It's one of the most important places that we need to. And, it's really different than holding a circle or holding a workshop. And if people have done that, and they're like, oh, I can totally lead a retreat, it is a completely different animal. And that's just the thing from a lot of experience to know. And, one of the other things about this training is that we're having 7 bonus video modules with guest experts that go into DEI, queer inclusivity and belonging, creating anti-racist spaces, really being able to recognize psychological symptoms, trauma-informed space, because these are also such important elements to really think about that can also create harm, that can also, really be a place where if you haven't really looked at it, studied it, gotten really knowledgeable and informed, can actually, create some real dissonance with what it is that you're trying to create. And so for me, I'm all about supporting you in really bringing that dream seed that you have of a retreat, even if it's just a brand new seed and you're like, oh, maybe one day I'd love to lead a retreat in Bali or in Greece or in Spain. Even if it's a seed, being able to start to give you those skills, the knowledge. And even if you're already a seasoned retreat leader and you're like, I'm ready to take things to the next level, like this is the type of training that will really support you in doing that. And also getting that tangible, practical support through hot seat mentoring as well, with even more practical things like your branding and your marketing and selling, sacred excelling and being able to bring this out into the world, because I deeply believe in the fact that it's our time to create greater impact and income. And I also deeply believe in getting wealth in the hands of world-changing women and queers. It is time for that.
Hey to that. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I would love to pull a card from your deck.
Yes.
Being that we have you here, I recently had an oracle card training, a teaching and how to make your own decks, and I showed your proudly showed off your deck and spoke about your Kickstarter journey and all of that. I would love to, how about I pull a card
Yeah.
for everyone who is watching, and then if you would do us the blessing of reading for us. So here
Love
is,
that.
so let me just show them the entire experience. I don't have my guidebook in here because, as I said, I just was using it in the training to show the students, but here is the inside of this wonderful box, this incredible experience, which you could say is really a retreat in a box. Like, look how, the beauty of creating, an experience, and beauty as a spiritual practice, and the sacredness of, opening this portal to get these cards. So, okay, so here we go. And there's gilded gold, and like, look at that. Ah, what a luscious experience. What a luscious experience. Okay, so I'm going to just tune in, and I'm feeling called actually to do a reading for everyone today who maybe is feeling a nudge towards saying yes to their transformational retreat journey with you. So let's find out what they are needing to know. So I'm going to shuffle. And here it is. And then, ooh, okay, we've got crone energy, and I'm going to pull a clarification card. So we have pulled card number 30.
The holographic grandmothers.
Holographic grandmothers, okay. And for clarification, interestingly enough, the deck is completely shuffled, but card number 29.
Oh, delight in sacred play and synchronicity. Yes. Okay. I love it. So, in terms of the inquiry that you've asked about, the first thing I would say is that your ancestors are calling you. Your ancestors are calling you to step into the next level of leadership, to really honor your lineage, to uphold what is possible, to be your ancestors' greatest dreams, to really be their greatest dreams, to step up into that full capacity you have, your full potential, your full leadership. And if that seed is within you, if it is in your heart, it is meant to be yours. It is meant to be brought forth, and you are being lifted up on truly the shoulders of thousands and thousands before you. And how can you honor them with your life, with your presence, with your gifts, with your medicine, and bringing that forward? And also, how can you commune with the ancestors on the land of where you desire to go and hold retreat? How can you call forth those native spirits on the land to commune, to ask permission, to connect ahead of time, to say, is this welcome here? How can we collaborate? How can we co-steward the change and transformation that is needed here? And so I'd say that's really what that card is speaking to, and especially your matriarchal lineage with the grandmothers, but all ancestors really. And I do think they're calling us. One of the women who just joined the training 2 days ago, her ancestors are calling her to the motherland. And, it's like that is going to be birthed through in this process. And it's like, that's really what we're, it's like going in deep, right? This is deep work that is so needed now. And it can also be playful and fun and feel synchronistic with that other card. And that's why people like to refer to the work I do as a magic carpet ride. And the thing that's so unique about this training is because everything I do is ecstatic embodied leadership. And so you're getting those practical skills and wisdom, but you're getting it in a deeply archetypally embodied way, an experiential way that it comes all the way down and into your bones, to your DNA, that it fully lands so that you can stand in that full power. And we're going into each of the 13 archetypes that are really needed, these archetypal embodiments, to be able to skillfully hold world-class retreats, and going deep into each of those. And then also doing some shamanic multidimensional healing and clearing of things that might be in the way, keeping us from stepping forward into our true leadership potential. And so that card, it brings in that playful element, because I do like to bring in the play and joy and delight and that orgasmic, ecstatic life force energy, and also the depth of the initiator, the challenger. I'm an 8 in the Enneagram, right? I am here to challenge you, to take you to your edges, to grow and transform, and to truly step up in this time that you are needed, and to honor your ancestors, and to honor the synchronicity that you ended up here, you know, on this interview with us today, you know, on the eclipse. Okay. This is
exactly. This is, yes, no small moment in the time at all.
And it's like, we're starting next week on Wednesday. And you know, the beauty of this is that in an eclipse portal, it is accelerated times of transformation, of endings and new beginnings. And this is a moment with the full moon, this eclipse, to say, okay, what ways have I been negating my leadership? Have I not been showing up fully? And how can I really let that go and step in and claim the new beginning of, I'm ready for this. It is my time. It is my moment. And I'm saying yes. And I'm going to let the cosmic energy of this eclipse portal support me in my yes, in this new beginning, that it is time to fully activate why you have come on behalf of your ancestors, on behalf of all those who need you most. Because the real question is, we know that someone out there needs you. Are you willing to live your life so they can find you?
Yes. Yes. Oh. Okay. So while we think about that for a moment, let's just take a moment for that thought. I would like to invite you to lead our audience through a practice, but before then, please give them the name of the program again. And I want to remind everyone that if you do decide to invest in yourself through this program, and if you do happen to purchase through my link specifically, which is tinyurl.com/retreat magic, tinyurl.com/retreat magic. It's on the screen under me, tinyurl.com/retreat magic. I will also give you a link to my self-study deep dive intensive on creating how to host and create your own retreat. So you will get that as a free bonus if you do decide to invest in yourself and use the link tinyurl.com/retreat magic. Okay, so will you please guide us through a transformational practice?
Yeah, absolutely. And just to share, like, to get a double dose of the medicine of Abiola and I, like, what a deep blessing. So what an amazing gift that you're honoring. And I just want to honor you for that deep gift and the medicine that will be contained there. And it's always great to hear other perspectives of other teachers and to be able to infuse multiple viewpoints and multiple modalities and ways of being to this medicine. So there can never be enough, right? To really, it's not that there can never be enough, but we can always have more to support us. And it's the Transformational Retreat Leader Initiation. And so it's a 12-week training, and we start next week. And there's also a special discount code as well if you sign up today for the eclipse, but you're welcome to join us anytime in the next week. And I'm going to lead us through a little process here to help you tune in to your retreat dream seed.
Wait, now do they need the code? Do they need the code, or do they, if they go to the link, the code is already entered?
Yeah, the code's already right there. It's on the page, so they'll see it. Yeah, it's right there under the amount, and it'll be up until tomorrow. All right, so inviting you all to just close your eyes here and take a few deep inhales and just an audible exhale, and then lightly shaking out the body, releasing any energy that isn't in service in this moment in our medicine space here. Releasing any energy, any fear, especially if you might really want to step into leading retreats, any resistance. Just let yourself inhale here and then breathe and shake it out. And take one more deep cleansing breath here. And inviting you to place your hands on your body, on your heart, and your energetic womb space, which I believe we all have this portal of creativity, regardless of our gender. And just let yourself, as you breathe, come more and more into your body and into this present moment. And I want to invite you to begin to visualize yourself in a space somewhere around the globe where you would love to hold a transformational retreat, trusting what bubbles up, even if it might surprise you. Maybe it's the beaches of Mexico, or the jungle of Costa Rica, or the Isles of Greece. Imagine, sense, feel, taste, calling in your multisensory reality to allow yourself to travel there now, to travel to where you desire to hold your transformational retreat. And let yourself see, sense, feel, taste. If it's on the beach, tasting the salt water on your lips, feeling the ocean breeze caress your cheeks. Really bringing that visual into your mind's eye so that you feel it as if it's real, as if it's happening right here. And imagining yourself arriving at your retreat center, or perhaps it's a 5-star hotel, perhaps it's a castle, perhaps it's a jungle yurt. Seeing yourself arrive at your retreat space, preparing the altar, preparing the sacred container for the arrival of your attendees, your beloveds, your future soulmate clients. Imagine these beloveds starting to arrive one by one, and you welcome them into your transformational retreat container, and you feel strong and confident and embodied in your full power because you've had skillful training to support you to get to this moment. You know what to do. You know how to show up. You know how to handle anything that might arise in this container. And you are so much in your holy hell yes for this moment, for this experience. And you welcome them in one by one, creating this holy alchemical crucible of transformation and stepping into the next level of your power to be an ecstatic embodied leader. And imagining you take them through an incredible experience all week or weekend or 5 days. Maybe it's even 2 weeks. And then inviting you to see, sense, imagine, feel their faces on the other side of this experience, their energy, their aura, the transformations that have occurred, the deep healing, letting yourself see that and feel the woman coming up to you, the beings, the beloveds coming up to you one by one, with tears in their eyes, with gratitude, saying thank you and telling them your experience, their experience. Ooh. And the ancestors and spirits of the land gathered all around like ancient rings of an oak tree, celebrating you, honoring all those who walked through this container to transform, to heal, to grow, to alchemize together, feeling the ripple wave effects of that out into the world around the globe for all those who need it most. Because you chose to say yes, to show up, to step in, to get the training you needed to create this level of transformation. And honoring and celebrating yourself here with a little smile on your lips and a celebratory shake to say, ooh, I did it. Yes. Having a mini dance party moment after that other side when you've been through it and you've done it and euphoria is real. And just welcoming you back here into this present time. And yes, may it be so. Your dream seeds deserve fertile soil to come to life. Fertile soil to be nourished, wisdom, community, a badass group of retreat leader community walking with you to help nourish those seeds to become growth, to become trees, to become fruit that feed all those that need it.
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness, that was magnificent. That was absolutely magnificent. Thank you for taking us on that sacred journey. And thank you for this journey that you're taking everyone on. If someone is watching this and they're on the fence and they're like, oh, this sounds good, but I don't know if I have the time. I don't know if I have the money. I'm just really scared and I'm trying to come up with as many excuses as possible. What do you want to say to them here in this eclipse moment?
Well, with the eclipse, the time is now. But, what is really unique about this particular training is that it is a hybrid training. So there are 2 spots left that is available to be able to upgrade to attend a 5-day in-person transformational retreat here with me and the other beloveds joining in Missouri.
Wait, you didn't talk about that, sis. Come on. You are holding. Now, come on, goddess. Don't come on here and hold back on my peoples, all right? We want the whole thing and more. This is a Maximus space. We're not minimalists in this space. We say yes and. This is a yes and space. So please tell us about the entire experience, ma'am.
Yes, absolutely. So this is a very unique opportunity because you get to go through the training and then you can also experience the actual transformation of a retreat and then get to look under the hood. How did it happen? What were the numbers? What happened behind the scenes? You get to actually see everything that created that transformation. So you're learning it, you're experiencing it, you're getting to debrief after. And, the retreat was actually sold out, but they just opened a new tiny home on the property. It's an amazing lake ranch. There's a main lodge. There's tree houses on the lake. And now there's this tiny home. So there are 2 spots left that appeared that weren't available before. So it's a bit of a miracle, synchronistic miracle. And so that is also available as an upgrade for 2 individuals that are feeling their huge holy hell yes around this and wanting to go all in. And that retreat is called the Yoni Vision Quest retreat. And so that's really a journey through the body, through all the chakras to clear any of the blockages. So our orgasmic life force, ecstatic energy can channel fully through our bodies towards our vision and really help us channel that out into the world in a profound way to anchor it in and make it real. And so that's one of the reasons why now is a great time. Yes. The other one is that it's the first time I'm leading this live. And so it's a collaborative co-creative process where I'm going to be asking you, what do you most want to learn? And I'm going to add that into the training. I already have the, everything I know I'm going to teach. And then I'm leaving space for you to get to say, I really want to know how to do this. And right now we have 4 people who have their own retreat centers that they're starting. We have people that are doing more producing events and bringing in other healers. We have people who are tagging this on to different programs that are coaches and different kinds of entrepreneurs. And there are some that are just starting too, and some that are seasoned retreat leaders and they want to go deeper. And so it's an amazing community that is forming around this. And so that's the other reason. And I may not ever teach this live again. So now is the time for all 3 of those reasons, if you're having any of those resistances, because when we're at the edge of our becoming, we do face resistance. When we're at the edge of our next level, there isn't probably anybody. There's been a few people that have been so yes, but there's usually a little resistance when we're at that place that's really going to take us to the quantum leap. And, it's like I'm in this container right now that I almost backed out of because it was the biggest investment I'd ever made in myself in my life. And I had 3 days in the claws to pull out, and I almost did, but it was that edge. It was meeting that edge of resistance, and I moved myself through it, through Oracle, through support, through embodied practice, practice to really know, like, no, this is the time for this now. And so to really let this eclipse energy infuse you and to say, it's time for a new beginning. It's time to say yes to myself, to my leadership, to what I am here to do. No more people pleasing, no more negating oneself, claiming your life. You know, we're in the collective Aries North Node, claiming your life, claiming what brings you wildly alive. It's time for that, beloved. It's time.
Yes, it's time. And if they happen to watch the replay, say they're watching the replay and they're like, I missed it. They may miss some of these opportunities, but they can still go to the link tinyurl.com/retreat magic and get on board and move forward. Yes?
Absolutely. And every, you know, even if they miss the first class, everything is going to be recorded. There's lifetime access to the replays. And so, you know, if you even come in a little bit after, if that's when you see this, I trust the synchronicity since that card was here. And if you find this and you're like, oh my God, this is my yes, we would welcome you in. Absolutely.
Okay. Yay. Well, this is very exciting, my beautiful sister. Thank you for doing this work. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for having an ecstatic yes, for tapping into your essence and answering your calling in such a big, bold, brave, and brazen way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I feel the energy of women and queer folk who are watching this, feeling that something rising, something stirring. And so if you are feeling that stirring, go to the link tinyurl.com/retreat magic. Even if it's just a little nudge, check it out. Check it out. You have everything to gain and absolutely nothing to lose. Thank you, my beautiful goddess. Please tell folks where to find you on social media and find your deck and all of your work.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm at Lainie Love Dalby on YouTube, on Instagram, and also online, LainieLoveDalby.com. And the deck is there on the site if you wanted to bring her into your life. And, you know, she is also first of her kind because every card has an ecstatic embodiment practice in our leadership portal that supports you in deepening and bringing the wisdom of the card into your body. And so really into that ecstatic embodiment. So there's journeys and movement. And so it is its own transformational retreat as well.
Yes, it is. Thank you, goddess. And thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing all of the retreats that are born out of this incredible experience and journey with you.
Thank you, beloved. Can't wait. Thank you so much. So beautiful to be here together.
Bye, everyone.